first of all, thank you very much for the opportunity, sir. So Prem Kumar sir, I was talking to him like 2 days ago, sir, I want to come and give motivational speech, and he was very open and welcoming. I appreciate the opportunity, sir. Now, as a madam, then I was talking to her, and she was also responsive communicating because I don't have an Indian number, so she was communicating, WhatsApp and okay, send your profile, everything. It was very welcoming, and my motive for the entire 1 hour session of the keynote is to understand more about you, right? It's not about me. I'm going to share my reflections of what I have done, but if I can do it with the level of exposure that I have, what you can do with the exposure that you have now. Right? So we talked a lot about machine learning in AI, and even I'm here outside, we can talk to you any detailed questions and answers as well. The way the machines are progressing, I can run the facial recognition software, and I can identify each one of you here, each one of you with a name, and possibly with your age group as well. And also I can tell you whether you're smiling or sad and annoyed, I'm sleeping, I can do all of that, right? And I can make you excited as well as we go through all of it. So machines are changing. Now, we have to be smart enough to know at least now how do we train machines. And that's the first one, right? Because we have to catch up on this boat. The second phase would be, which you would see next 5 years of, would be like the machines will be training machines. That's even more aggressive, right? So what is the machines? I mean, I can go in detail, but the machines are just creating a replica of your human brain and bringing the intelligence into machines, and then machines can do what you think you have to do, right? Some of you, the very easiest thing is, if you have phones at home, like either Android phone, iPhone, just start looking at download the app called Seeing AI. It's from Microsoft, developed cognitive intelligence algorithm built in. So if you start taking this Seeing AI application, it can even read text, it can even tell you what you're looking at this, and what is it typically used? So think about a person who cannot see, right? If you have the Seeing AI as an application algorithm built into some sort of a device that you put on your head. So say walking into the conference room, if there is a tagline that says that's a conference room 1, and it's going to read it and go to conference room 1. Right? So going to give that information back to you. So improving and challenging people to be a real person. Right? That's a whole study as the mission initiative is make every person, empower every person in the planet to do more. Right? If he's coming back with the same idea, why can't we? Why can't you to empower yourself and also empower all your society to do more? So can we do that? Okay, fantastic. So again, so really good. Thank you again for the opportunity here. I want to start with the story of a boy. A boy grew up in some small village and lost his dad at the age of 8 years old. So the only possibility that he has is somehow with this focus of his vision, focus all of his mother, and he needs to take a next step in his life. So one day, he was in a classroom, like all of you sitting in this, like here. So one of the staff, or the teacher actually told that boy he would score the first mark in his 10th grade. So the boy was turning around and see what's happening, what's really happening. So who is that boy? I mean, who is the guy who's going to score first grade? Because if a teacher can identify your talent much before, then what you can even see. And as the years progressed by, the boy, as the teacher stated, the boy scored first grade, first mark in his school, and he progressed his career. Then he continued and moving forward in his career in academics. There are 3 important things that the boy's mother wants him to learn, right? The first one is there is no fear. There is no fear at all in life. So be brave and bold. We all hear this. But if you want to apply this into real life, what can you do? Number 1. So I'm going to talk about how can you be bold and brave and there is no fear that comes to you anywhere. First one. The second one is always you have to be happy, right? You are happy whatever you're trying to do in life. Second important goal. The third one is you should not give up that easily. You should never give up. So your goals are consistent and you want to achieve more in your life. Doesn't matter, you are 25 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, still have to continue to progress with your ambition and passion. So there are three things that mother taught me. So with this focus and mission and life, so he continued progressed his career. I mean, it's all about myself, what I was telling kind of story. So it doesn't stop you where you are, but it is a problem. It is a big opportunity if you want to go there as about your dreams, right? So it's not about what you are, it's about where you wanted to go. So I am actually proud of my mother, and my mother is also no longer with me, but the three things that she taught me is always passion and to drive for my entire career. I started my 10th schooling in Namakkal, and I studied in Tamil medium as well. Some might think, oh, I can't speak good English. Is it because I'm studying in government school? No, not really. It's all believe in you that you can make a big change, then you will do it. So all you have to keep on practicing and trying out with the different options, right? Then I did my diploma from Tyagaraja Polytechnic, Salem. Not a top rank here, but at least I scored like maybe 10th rank, maybe 95% when I passed out. So then after, I worked on different companies. At the age of 21, I moved to US. Because of the different level of achievement I had within the short age, I'm able to make the progress very quick. So I'm able to send to US with a company, multinational company called Symantec or Veritas. Then I continued with this multinational company for a long time, and now I am a virtual CDO for Microsoft. I'm especially handling data and AI platforms for training machines and reading human intelligence, and then replicating to machines and see what else can we do, right? So again, going back to my corporate life, it is definitely big achievement. At some point in time, so I realized, you know what? Satya Nadella story is very impressive, and also, if you know Sundar Pichai's story, also it's pretty impressive. These are the CEOs started from here, right? Started from here in IIT Chennai, and also Sundar Pichai. Sorry, Satya's story is all about Hyderabad. He was 21 years old when he was still here in Hyderabad. Then he moved back to US. So it is possible to be a CEO for one of the big multinational company, and the boy got up here. So why can't it you? So why can't if you can be such a big aspirant for your life, why can't you change yourself and change the society and how people think? So it's all come from innovation. The same idea I did have, why don't I start something new? Why have to work for always corporations? So entrepreneurship, it's very big ideal. It starts from here in this mindset. It's not about 25, 35, oh, should I start a company? No, the root has to come from here. So let's talk about what is entrepreneurship. It's all about you take a single problem and then you fall in love with that idea, that problem that you want to solve, whether it's a society or it's for the people or it's for your own needs. And then you hang on to it and you think about all the time. So the company that I started in the US was Gypsoid. It's basically a ball tracking algorithm. How many of you watch cricket? Mostly 90%, right? So you know how they create this analytics of a ball tracking, like how ball pitches and how the amount of speed the bowler actually bowls and the deviation of the ball. You know, this all done with an expensive cameras installed across all the stadium. And it requires at least $1 million investment and each and every single stadium. So I really fall in love with cricket. Even I play cricket. Even I can literally play now, and I can be competitive as well, right? So one thing that addressed me was, okay, I have to go and fix a problem. So let's go and think about how we are going to solve it. So the way I addressed this problem was running a machine learning AI. I developed my own algorithm. Believe me or not, I'm not a programmer. Oh, Gana, that means you need to have real program experience. Really not. It's all about your passion, your falling down. Because I want to do this, in 2 months, I learned to be a programmer. I developed myself to be a programmer. And then I created an algorithm where you install the application on the smartphone. without having $1 million investment, if the player is bowling or batting, you can just throw your phone, open the app, it automatically tell you the speed, it will tell you the ball deviation, everything. The reason I'm able to do this is because I'm falling in love with the idea, right? It's because of you have to do that. So entrepreneur is all about making an impact. Soon after, I realized, okay, it's a business is something that I want to go ahead. No, I did not do much into it. Then I realized, okay, I want to do something for my own people, the people that I've grown up with, the city that I've grown up with, right? I started a small learning center. It's not a school, it's a very small learning center, just sharing my reflection to students about, how do we improve the cognitive ability of students from my own native city. It's absolutely open service mindset. There is no business mind focus at all. It's basically I'm investing to my people and finding the right talents. And that's the reason I'm here, see if I can find any talents from all of you. Or just improve your talents or find your talents by yourself. Okay. There are two things that I want to talk about for the entire session. It's about finding an opportunity, or sometimes you say finding or creating an opportunity. The second, once you create an opportunity, go back and utilize to the maximum extent. That is the most key for success. Okay. So I'll tell you example. So in the speech, maybe not different examples. So I was in a conference room. So general manager of VP from APAC, Asia-Pac, and also EMEA, all in the conference room. We're talking about how do we take the product and go penetrate into different regions. And there was a question asked by one of the general manager. So I am looking for a headcount to come to Singapore to run Asia-Pac operations. Who would be interested to come? There you go. That is an opportunity. I don't know how I do it. The rest of the folks are sitting with me as a key contributor to the company and the organization. It was happening in Hitachi. It's a $100 billion company. There were 20 people in the conference room, and I was one of the key resources as well. So as soon as the question asked, I did not even think about what is the next thing. Okay, let me take the opportunity, then I think of what I do next. I raise my hand. Okay, I want to take it up. Immediate, right? So it's about once you create or you just find an opportunity. 27 years old, I was in APAC, driving that business operations and located in Singapore and chasing almost $200 million revenue. I did fantastically well. Okay. So again, age really doesn't matter, but in the industry, there is a perceived notion if you're so young, you are not able to do, you don't have maturity. But I'm saying the young people have massive impact to the business and also to the technology. You can do both together. Okay, all you have to do is believe in yourself, you're going to make changes. Okay, all right. In my reflections, I have 5 different principles which I think it's going to change everyone if you practice regularly, consistently, right? The consistent key is very, very important. Oh, today I learned this. Tomorrow, no, I'm not going to do it. Oh, tomorrow, no, I don't even care. So we're going to talk about these 5 principles. Even if you follow 2, 3, 4, it's going to change yourself how you're going to, to see yourself make an impact, right? Okay, can you see next slide? Okay, so these are the 5 principles which I just mentioned. So one is growth mindset, right? So how many of you had a recent exams or the papers that you received, the marks that you would like to share? I'm giving an opportunity now. What you should do? Raise your hand, share whatever it is. Doesn't matter, just for yourself. You have to be interactive. Okay, maybe I should. Okay, so because you're not taking an opportunity, but maybe I should identify an opportunity. Do you want to share yourself? Do you have a recent papers that you use? What's your score? Or how comfortable you were with the marks that you got?
I recently had having percentage of around 75 or 70.
75%. Okay. So what happened when you got 75%? What is your thinking process after that?
After that, I have 6 subjects. For that, 4 subjects I am really satisfied with the marks. Balance 2 subjects I don't have and satisfied with that.
Okay. So did you start comparing? Because I did that as well. Raise your hand if you compare your score with your school neighbor immediately. Oh my God, what you got, Gana? Okay, what you got? Let me see. Oh my God, you got 10 marks. Oh my, I'm not going to see because not that I didn't score better, but you scored more than me. Right? How many of you just raise your hand? Just be bold, be brave. Just raise your hand. All of us. I myself too. I did compare myself. Right? Okay. Okay, so that is called fixed mindset. We have to get rid of the mindset. Thank you. So that's called fixed mindset. So we have to get rid of that. The reason I'm saying this, when I was studying at college, if I have an opportunity to have this mindset, which I'm going to talk about, which is called growth mindset, I'm sure I would have scored much better. My approach would be much, much clearer. But I still, whenever I meet my friend who scored the top ranker, I always tell him, Machan, if I would have worked with you that time, maybe I would have scored 5% more than you. I always have the discussion with him. He was also Yahoo. But the question is, that growth mindset has to evolve. So what is that? So next time when you get the marks, let's say you got 70%, just go back and see the problems that you have, the one that you worked really well, the one that you did not score. Go back to the person who really did that one good and ask him what is his approach that he has taken. Or ask her what is the approach that he has taken. Why it is different from your approach, why it is different from her. It's not only what you are learning from the college here, it is this mindset has to continue, whether it's a human training a machines or machines training a machine, really doesn't matter. You will have a good basic platform if you develop the growth mindset. Right? So there is a good research work is done in the US, basically comparing 2 different set of groups. A set of people who've been asked, okay, show me your marks and see, and basically training themselves, right? So they train themselves, and without asking for help, without appreciating others, just training themselves. The other set of group of people, students, who are actually willing to ask questions, approaches, and everything. You know what happened after that? They compared the performance between a group A and group B. The group B performance is 200% more than the group A performance. Right? Do you want to be group A or group B? Group B, right? So, can you next slide, please? So ideally, the growth mindset is Satya Nadella passion. Satya is the CEO for Microsoft, if you don't know. So he carries this forward. I hear some sound, I want all of you to come forward then. Are you walking? Okay, so maybe that's fine. So Satya's whole passion about growth mindset, right? It's going to change the way how we see this. So again, so his passion, and I also believe that the growth mindset is going to change the world. Now let me talk about 4 important things he talks about in his recent book, which is awarded to be on so many people. So one is Hit and Refresh book. If you have just to Amazon, just say Satya Nadella Hit and Refresh, you will get it. The first important concept he always talks about was learn it all. Learn it all. Why? What does it mean? Right? You cannot know everything in life by yourself. It's same philosophy that we also follow at Microsoft. We learn one thing, and if we want to learn the other one, we don't read ourselves. We ask for help. The growth mindset. We ask for help. Okay, so this is something that known by another friend. Okay, maybe another colleague that I should give him a call. Hey, Masha, you did something this with the customer. Can you help me? How do you approach this? Very quick, 5 minutes. I'll have the gist of it. There are still colleagues at Microsoft. Just go through. I'll learn myself. I'll take 2 days of time. Then I'll progress. But that's take a delay, duration, efforts and everything. But if you ask somebody for help, quickly you can do. So it's a concept of learn it all, Right? It's not there is nothing in the world I know everything. You have to move on, think about how I'm going to learn, and it has to continue. That's the first one. Can you do it? Do we have examples here? How many of you keep learning? Right? So in college, it's a basic funda that keep on learning, but so make sure you have learning each other. That's important. Second important thing is the failure. Okay, maybe I should ask this. Anyone want to share their failure experiences in life or in a college, even today? You want to share? It's you. I'm calling. Yeah, stand up. Can you introduce yourself? Yeah. Yeah. So tell me a moment where you think, I want to do it, but somehow I was not able to do it. So introduce yourself and...
Yeah, I'm Ajit from MCA. I wrote 10 papers in this last semester. I just got only 5 papers clear, and still 5 more papers are here. That's we have hope. Next semester we have to clear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm doing 3rd year. At the end of the first year, I have 8 areas out of 10, but I cleared still 5. That's the last failure.
Okay, so can you give a round of applause? It happens, right? Failure is something that everybody will go through. It's not, you know what, I know I mess up, it happens. But I'm looking forward to make changes, right? So you will look forward to make changes. Can you please? So that is more important. So you have to own the failure. He said, okay, I had multiple average. Okay, I got it, I'm fine, but I will take it up this year. So that is more important in life. Even I started my own business, I was pitching it to a couple of investors in the US, and they said, Gana, invest some more, show some more progress. Right? It's all funded my own, and I couldn't continue with my cash flow for a certain time. I decided, okay, maybe I should go back to corporation. That's why I started Microsoft. Right? So you have to own the failure. It happens. It's just because of me. Let's not complain about, oh, you know what? It didn't work out because of the investors. It didn't work out because of my teachers. They didn't teach me well, or I didn't have a time to do it. My parents wanted to do something else. Let's not even go there. You own the failure, you will have tremendous progress. That's the second important about the growth strategy. The third one I want to talk about is a collaboration, right? So I think so as a team, you guys will have some groups and efforts and everything. But when you do project work, you work together. But the key is, maybe I should give my example. When I was doing a project work in the college, there were 5 students, right? There is one person always will take the lead, right? And that person has identified as a project leader. And of course, I was not a leader at that time because I was a little dull. I was not a smart learner. I didn't have a growth mindset at that time. Maybe I have a fixed mindset. I was still growing. But the one thing I always wanted to know, that leader who was in my group, he was continue to drive the project and take it to the closure, right? So why can't we have the same mindset in a not a fixed mindset, a growth mindset in a collaborative way learning? Okay, so maybe I put it this way. Let's say if you get, so computer science department. So who's good at algorithms here? Algorithms. I can write algorithm now. I didn't have any questions. I'm just asking who is good at algorithms. It's computer science department, remember, right? No, see, I'm not going to ask any questions or anything. I'm not going to ask you to go out with an example, something like that. It's just a question, who is good at algorithms here? Okay, why don't I can't do, okay, can you stand up now? Yeah. Tell me, what is it good at it? I can do this really, really well. What is it one thing I do really, really well? Okay, sure, what is that? Programming. Okay, she's very good at programming. What is it in programming? Trying to do programming. Okay, so who was, can you share what is something that you're very special about? I can do this really, really well. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, what is that? Say you repeat your answer. Database? Commands. Database commands, okay. So she can, what's your name? Nitya. So Nitya can do database and commands. Now, if you have any questions about database, you're going to come back to her, right? You can learn by yourself, spending like 3-5 days, or you can ask Anita, can you give me a small 20-minute session? I can work with you. I can quickly develop yourself. So that is the psychological thinking that you should develop. Again, these are growth pillars for your career. It will quickly, because everybody has a different destinations here. One of the person is Microsoft, Google, maybe you start your own company, right? When you do all of this, if you have this mindset of collaborative learning, so when you have this collaborative learning, it's going to change everything and how you do. That's very, very important. The last point I want to talk about is empowered. This is the core mission statement of Microsoft, and I had two offers. So one is Google and Microsoft when I quit my entrepreneurship, and I was juggling between these two, which one I should join, right? So one thing I realized, Microsoft is all about empowering people, empowering everyone in the industry. The growth and the technology investment is going on, all of them is going and improving and challenging people. So I like this empathy from Satya and how he brings it back to society, people like all of us in Microsoft. So that is something that core believer. Then I took it, okay, maybe this is something that I want to do. Once I got into Microsoft, I felt this, the culture is heavily rooted across everybody. Asking help is something everybody does. Even one of your performance criteria is, what are the help that you got it from other people? You have to list it out, right? It's part of your journey. So example, what did you do? That's the first. What impact have you created Microsoft? The second one is, okay, this is good. On the second side, what impact you created for others? That is something that you have to make yourself. So I'm coming here, okay, I'm doing my engineering, which is awesome, computer science department, very good, I'm doing image recognition, everything. Now, how can I take this help, what I learned, how can I give it back to others? Just be empowering. It's empowering society means what? Empowering people around you. Empowering people that you can reach that level. Start thinking about how can you make change. So that is going to be more impact going further. Any questions? Growth mindset? There are going to be questions. Unexpected answer. There's two things. One, you create an opportunity, or I'm going to find an opportunity. I'm going to ask questions. If you don't know, if you can't raise, I'm going to call you for opportunity and talk. Okay? Alright, okay, next slide please. Okay, cool. So the second important thing I want to talk about is mindfulness. So why it is so important? How many of you do meditation here? Meditation? Okay, there are only 2 hands, okay? Three hands, okay? So, any thoughts? The back rows? Okay, so the meditation is going to bring you the huge success. Okay, let's say example, this research also conducted in the US. There are a group of people who does really well, the group of people who does really well along with the meditation. Both are equal performance. The group B who does meditation really excels by 27% than the people who didn't do meditation at all. If you want to grow in your career, you want to have the burning fire in your stomach. I want to achieve this, and I want to have passion. I want to go and drive this. You need to learn this, how to do this. Okay, so I'll tell you another example. So the Monday morning, I'm getting an email from my VP, Vice President, and she's telling, okay, entire Microsoft folks, we have to attend this mindfulness session. It's very important. Let's go and do it. So I don't have any clue. I was getting into the conference room for the training. And you know who was the trainer? Any guess for the mindfulness? It was 2 athletes. It was 2 athletes who were actually gold medalists from the US, and they brought them. And they're the one who was talking about my performance achievement. 80% come from myself, but remaining 20% came from mindfulness. And there was a point where everybody learning meditation in the center, and I stood up, oh, don't worry, I know this meditation 10 years and I'm doing that, I can also be a proctor in the session. So I was literally helping everybody to learn the pranayama. It's just rooted here in Coimbatore in E Road, but it's going all the way down to US, and now people across culture, ethnicity are learning meditation. It is highly important for you. If you don't know, it's fine. Spend 5-10 minutes of your day. Train your brain to think positive. That is what impact that you create if you do meditation. It's if you are positive, you will attract only positive things. And we want to talk about another one more thing is how you're going to rewire thinking as well. We'll talk about it later. How many of you know pranayama here? Pranayama is like small meditation. Say there is one person knows of pranayama. Okay. So I'm not asking you to do, but I'll tell you the procedure because whenever I go to customer meeting, two things I do. It's like say talking. Usually I connect with the VP and CTO and CEO of different companies. So first thing is I dream. I close my eyes. I dream that meeting is very successful before it even closes, before even I get into the customer meeting. So because I create this enough power in my brain that is going to be success. I tell myself that, and I can even dream sometime I'm smiling in the meeting, I'm having good conversation with the customer, I'm happy to take them out and talking about technology direction. I think about all this direction like 5-10 minutes. I close my eyes, dream, meditate, I'll go through all the process, then I'll get into the meeting. Right? Second thing I also do pranayama, slowly. So, believe it or not, 99.99% it's always success. There is no failure for me. Because my mind is trained to do positive things. By doing pranayama, it's keeping me at a self stage, like being self-aware. It's always grounded. When I'm being there and talking to people, let's say if a CDO I was in the latest meeting with the Levi's, you know the company Levi Strauss, like you people like jeans and clothes. It's a $12 billion company. I was meeting the vice president. So having the discussion about what is a growth strategy for him for this company and digital transformation. In that meeting, I want to get out of at least some business perspective for Microsoft. And I was expecting 25%, I got like more than 60% in that meeting. It just happened because of mindfulness, meditation, practice, consistency. So if you want to achieve more, if you want to, I will give you another example. I was driving on the road in the US and there was an accident. And I was literally crossing the road and I'm seeing the car, that's it, right? I'm just crossing. And there was a call that comes from, it's basically on the phone, like there's an emergency call from the US. So answering, so, sir, you were somewhere close by, do you see there is an accident? Did you see there is an, yeah, I said I saw there is an accident. Do you have the car number? Do you remember the car license number? Right? Guess what? Because then I've been meditating without taking any extra effort. I was able to remember the license plate number. Able to recall and oh, hold on. Okay, the number is 7Y something. I was able to tell this immediately to the police officer, and he was there to help and do the further intelligence. But again, I'm saying meditation will take you for long run. It's not you. People say that you create more memory. You have more memory. You will not have more memory. The same memory that you will have, but the memory prints that you will have will be much more because you always have the grounded stage. Okay. Yeah. Can you go next slide? Okay. Third important principle that I would highly suggest to follow is the planning. Right. When it comes to planning, it's a short-term goal, long-term goal. Anybody wants to talk about what are these? Short-term goals, long-term goals. Why don't we pick somebody from the backstage? Anyone from the last 4 lanes? This side first. Let's go that side. Tell me what is from you just stand up and talk. I mean, it's an opportunity for you. Just stand up. Okay, this is what I think long-term goal. This is my short-term goals. So I feel excited that you have a platform. I arrange a platform for you to share your experiences. Just give it to them. Anyone who you like to pick. Yep, okay, the second person. You turn. Yep. Yeah, madam, can you stand up and say what do you think about share some of the short-term goal and long-term goal? What do you do? How do you define this from? I don't want to know the definition. But tell me, what is it for you? What is short-term goal for you? What is long-term goal for you?
Short-term goal to complete my degree without any arrears and get a good CGPA. My long-term goal to get a government job.
To get a government job, can I have a round of applause, please? Thank you. So the both, I think she was saying, okay, I want to get a good CGPA when I pass out. That's number one. My long-term goal is I want to be get a government job, which is fantastic, right? But these both are in really at the cloud stage. What I'm saying, cloud stage is still there somewhere, but I'm not able to still connect. So there is still some steps to be involved psychologically, if you think, right? To get all the papers correctly aligned, and you want to get a CGPA across all the subjects, then you get a high score when you get out of the college. Now there are multiple stages that is involved. So what is the one thing that is more important to all the way down to go there? It's all about the confidence, right? It's all about the confidence that you have, which will change your thinking. So I wish you should have, all of them will have a short-term goals, or you call micro goals or mini goals, every single day. Every single day, if you plan it, it is going to be fantastic. Okay, let me tell you what is my goals are, right? Very simple. The usual things I do at home, it's all my goals. Example, okay, I wake up at 6 o'clock, I have to do meditation, get ready, we will go to office at 8 o'clock, have breakfast at 8:30, and be at office at 9. Let's have a few very successful meetings. Before that, I decided, very successful meeting, maybe 3 meetings in the entire day. Then I talked to one new person, which I didn't even meet him before at Microsoft, because Microsoft has 100,000 people. Let's go and connect with one new person, introduce myself, and understand what both of them will do, how we connect. Then later in the day, I do dancing. So I'll go for dancing, have a fantastic day, then come back home and sleep. These are my goals. I mean, you can say, Gana, this is a usual activity, right? That everybody does. Why? But if you think as a goal, and you keep on hitting it, your confidence level will boost up. Because people typically talk about short-term goal, long-term goal, which is still, it's pretty much in a cloud. But you have to have a small steps to achieve that, right? To those small steps, it's how do you plan your day? Then you slowly get it. Now, once you have the planning in place, then you can also challenge them. I do challenge as well. For example, I run typically, I'm a very good runner, I usually run, started with 2 kilometers. Now I challenged myself, now I can run 14 kilometers even for 2 hours without stopping. So that happened with 2 kilometers and slowly increase the depth, and then continue to run, develop the stamina and endurance, and all the way down to 14 kilometers or 2 hours I can consider, no problem. So that is my goal, because if I do that, I will be very much happy. The key is to be happy and also consistent, and also to make sure you have more confidence. You do this every single day, you plan your day really well, that is the planning your day, and also challenge the planning and increase your intensity, increase your depth. If you do that and see what changes that you're going to make in next, just do it for a couple of days, you see a bigger impact within a month. Yourself. Okay, I mean, these are the principles that I follow. Okay, people talk about planning. What does planning mean, right? But this is something improving your confidence, improving the plan. So everything, if you want to study 1 hour, plan it, but study 1 hour the first day, the next day go after, do it 1 hour 20 minutes. Challenge the thinking. Okay, so I think train yourself. I think this is very important principle where you have to think differently, which is very important. Think differently in your life. What does that mean? I'll give an example. There are a lot of unhealthy thoughts that will come to you, especially when I do paper presentation, when I go over exams, when I do Viva. Look, Gana, I don't think you do well, right? No way. How many of you have these thoughts, unhealthy thoughts that comes to you? People don't know. All of them, 90%, right? Why it is coming? Because you are giving an opportunity for yourself that the thoughts will come and hit you. Oh my God! Now I have to, I have to react to it. How should I respond? I talked about opportunity before. Yes, I can do it. Then actually I've done it. But rather, if you think, Gana, if you stand up, oh my God, I'm going to get scared. I don't want to do this. Right? Then you are not even there. So you have to train your brain in a way that you have to say yourself, okay, if you want to fail, I'm okay to fail. But at least I'm trying. Let me try. Give this answer to next time to your brain. Next time, if your brain tells you, okay, so you're going to fail, Gana, I'm fine. I'm okay to fail, but at least I'm going to try. Let me see how it is. Make an impact. Change your thought. Rewire your thinking. Some of you got 70%, right? Some of you, so you got 70%. Okay, you feel, oh, I am not satisfied. Change your thinking. You know what? I'm happy because I scored few subjects 70%. I'm happy because of that. Let's not worry about 20% I didn't score. Just plan it. Go back to people. I'll tell you another example. Great example. So before I was going through interview with both Microsoft and Google, there was one other company who is a competitor for all these two companies. Any idea? Amazon, exactly, Amazon. So there was a question that I asked about me was, it was again the CTO for product groups, and the question is, how do you prioritize your work in a day? Okay, this is all simple questions, but they ask for multiple psychology reasons, right? So I say that because of customers, because of the revenue, because of variables, and see what kind of interactions I have customers. This is how I prioritize. I thought I did a fantastic job. Right? It just happened 2 years ago. I thought so fantastic. Oh, I'm done. I'm good. I'm great answers. When I done with my interview, I called a mentor. Everybody should have mentor in their life, right? So I called a mentor. Hey, you know what? His name is Sanjay, so he's a vice president. Anyway, so he called the boss. I turned it into an Amazon. They asked this question, and I did this. Okay, Gana, what did you say? I listed 1, 2, 3, 5. He said, you missed 1 point. What is that? You missed about the team. You missed about the team. Did you say that if you are busy, let's say you have to prioritize your work, you have to do 10 work in a day. Okay, I can only do 5, but I'm going to do 5 work. I'm going to give it to my team. I'm going to empower my team to do that. I'm going to empower my manager to do that. Did you give that reason? Did you give that one of the answers? Oh, okay. That's a new concept that I'm learning. Immediately I did within 15 minutes because that answer even for myself was not satisfactory. I called immediately. I talked to him. I got the answer. The reason I'm telling you next. 6 months passed by. Same question asked by Microsoft and Google. Same question. Repeated. So now here, I have better response than anybody else. I'm just thinking. So just because I have the growth mindset of knowing the curiosity, how to answer the question, because I was not good enough, I'm able to crack it. Okay, so another example that I want to give you is, during a diploma, there was a interview was going on, Wipro and also HCL. We were just going between these two. The first one, Wipro, was the one who came to the campus, like all of you, like I was in the college as well. There was like a 200 aptitude questions, right? As I showed that you attended, so I was going through each questions. Few of them I don't even know the answers, but luckily I have some good mindset, good memory. So I came out of this aptitude test and went back to my students who really perform well. I know they are better than me. So I go back, hey, give me the reasons. How do you do this? That question has a horse, right? How do you attend this? Okay, this question is a triangle. How did you answer this? Whether it is correct or not, I don't know. But I got the approach of how these students or Excel students who approach the problem. Fantastic. You know what? The next month, the interview is coming through HCL, and there was same set of questions in a different samples. Now I know how to answer. Because I was open to go back and ask a question from these people, now I'm able to reflect this immediately. And able to respond, and I got started in HCL. So recruiter, again, it's all important. It's not about what you don't know. It's about if you don't learn that concept for you in your future, that is the problem. Have a growth mindset. Okay, so that is more important. Okay, and the third one, which I always do, is a personal mantra. which is again to kill your unhealthy thought. Like example, which I told you before, if the thoughts occurring, example, whenever I do that, Gana, in the zero run number, first it then out. It comes every time. Even now, it comes every time. So I say myself to kill the thought, Gana, believe in you. You will make an impact. Believe in you, you're going to make an impact. So what is your personal mantra is going to be? Just define one mantra. I'm happy I'm participating. I'm okay, I'm fine. Because around you, a lot of negatives are always going to be there. Whether he now or go to college or high level studies are going for work, it's always going to be. The one thing you have to think about is create a personal mantra for yourself. For me, it's believe in myself. Yes, Gana, you can do it. When I was starting a company, I invested so much of money. Still, I believed in myself. Okay, one did not work. That doesn't mean the other one does not work. I have to try that. Let me try that. So that changes everything, right? So that's more important. Next time, if there is an unhealthy thought, you know how to address it, right? Right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Relationship. I think it's my last principle that I want to talk about because, again, this is also one of the reasons my growth is directly proportional to the friends and the college students and the staffs I interacted with. With their support, I wouldn't be here. So, which is very practical. So I was talking about spread kindness, be compassionate. What does that mean? So now, I told you about I'm running a small learning center in Namakkal. So the partner is my schoolmate, which I know him like 8th standard. So since then we are very good friends. The reason I'm saying is you will have friends around you. So make sure help each other, spread love and also compassion for you to grow together because you don't know where we'll end up with. And a lot of my friends studied in diploma, maybe 4 or 5 friends, also back in the US. And because I'm in a very good stage, I'm helping them. They help me as well before in my career, helping each other to grow. So that is very, very important. So build this relationship. Have some inspiring attitude, right? So what does it mean? So I used to do a lot of college presentation, paper presentation across colleges, right? So there are a few people, again, I'm not a good English speaker that time, right? I was not a motivational speaker. But I know one thing for sure, if there is an opportunity comes, okay, now see, my friends used to say, Macha, Gana, rice panirvanda. Who is ready? Okay, I'm ready, sir, anything. Let's do it. I still remember the days when my madam used to, okay, who is ready to say Om's law? Right? I can say that. Still I remember the Om's law. Right? Practically and all theoretically as well. Right? The days passed by like 10 years ago, still I remember the moment. I know Gana is the one where one person can answer the question quick immediately. So have that kind of inspiring attitude, spread that across among all of you. That's more important. Right? Collaborative learning. I think we talked about it many, so learn as a group. The last one thing I want to talk about is how many times do you appreciate other students? Okay, can you give example? Fantastic, and a round of applause. Any other examples? Okay, I appreciated my fellow students because they did a fantastic work on a specific field. Any great examples that you would like to share? Okay. Okay, I think this is okay. Let's move on here. So so it's not about appreciating his fellow students and also appreciating your staff as well. How many of you appreciate your own staff? Madam, it's only good thing, madam. Fantastic. I really understand. I fall in love with your subject. How you teach? Anybody? No, it's not about making it fun. It's about think about. So I always do that. Tomorrow I'm talking in Sona Engineering College in Salem, and I'm talking to my HOD manager, and she was, Gana, okay, come. So because the relationship goes really far. I used to appreciate that. It doesn't matter whether you're small or big or highest in a position. Sir, I really like you the way you teach. Thank you very much. The next time when you walk out, you meet the person somewhere outside, you see the connection. You would see the connection, how he's going to respond back to you. It completely changes. So appreciating a good work is really, really the way to go. Okay, so alright, so next. Okay, just share yourself. Okay, this is what I did, this is how I challenged. And get the response, maybe 10 seconds, ask the same question back to the other person. And this is what I challenge myself. If you think that's a fantastic response, you can come on the stage and you can talk about it. Let's do it now. I'll give you 20 seconds. Create the path between your next neighbor and just how would you challenge yourself? The better, this could be anything. Let's do it now. Help to your friends. Maybe this is the last question. Can you ask some help? Friends, if you want to ask some help, what that would be? Microsoft uses to train the machines and also train the machines to machines as well. So I'm here. If you have any more questions, happy to answer. Thank you very much. And this is a very interesting topic.